Morning, everybody. Megan here with the marketing team, stepping in for Tracy. Originally, she was supposed to cover this luxury magazine, BlueSync, but you have me instead. Hopefully, I do as good a job as Tracy. I wanted to start out just by saying I'll give you guys a little bit of an overview about the luxury magazine to start, but I want to make sure I leave some time for questions at the end because I know a lot of agents have questions and I want to make sure you guys are able to kind of ask me everything you need to know so you feel good supporting them getting their listing submitted for the luxury magazine. So just a little bit of an overview. I know most people probably know, but the luxury magazine is our Schmidt family of companies luxury publication that features all homes $500,000 or above in all of our regions. So we started publishing this once a year. So the edition goes from June to June. So we're rolling up on the 2019-2020 edition. It will go to print in June. It only goes to print once annually, but the digital edition that lives online is updated every single month. So once the agents are in there, they are able to update their information, and we'll cover that a little bit more. But the print edition just happens once, and that's right away after our initial push, which will be here in June. So a couple of important points. We are rolling up on that deadline pretty soon here. So the deadline for all information to be submitted to us for luxury magazine listings is June 1st. All listings can be submitted. I need all the information sent to me, Megan at schmidthq.com. But Tracy is handling all of the billing information, all the contracts and everything like that. So she can handle the back end, and then I'm handling the actual print production of the magazine. So I need the photos, the listing information, all of that. And we'll go over the best way to submit that info. But just so you guys kind of know who your contact is, if you have any questions, you can always feel free to reach out to either one of us, Tracy Bacciagalupi or myself, and we'll be able to get you an answer that you need. To give you guys an idea of cost in case agents are wondering, I'll show you here on the screen that we do have two options for you. I'm sure you guys are familiar with the magazine, but we do have a full page option here, which is $3.99, and then you'll see half page options over here on the left, and those are $2.50 per listing. They can only buy one or the other. They can't buy a full page and put two listings on it as two half pages. They buy a half page and they get one listing, or they buy a full page and they get one listing. If they are interested in putting more than one listing in the magazine, then they can call Tracy and chat with her. I know she had mentioned in her email that they can contact her about discounted pricing. So I can get you her cell number, or it's in the email that she had sent regarding the luxury magazine. So if agents are wanting to put multiple listings in, we love that. So Tracy wants to make sure to offer them some competitive pricing. So the great thing about this too is, although we go to print June 1st, the season is just getting rolling. So we like to give agents a little bit more time to be able to take care of payment for the ads, because it can be kind of a commitment right up front. So Tracy actually doesn't bill agent statements until September 1st. So although all the information is due to us June 1st and we go to print in June, the billing for the listings that they submit doesn't hit until September 1. One of the important things about the luxury magazine, when agents are maybe talking about why should I do it, or if you're trying to help them figure out if they should be included or including their listings or not, it has great distribution. So we're looking to get a really good representation of like our luxury homes. We want a really nice portfolio of luxury homes within all of our regions. So we know our agents have a lot of great houses all over. So we're looking to have good representation for the company. And there's also great distribution. So you can see here, and this is a page that is in the luxury black book that kind of talks about why it would be worth it for an agent to put a home in. Maybe that client is wondering too. You'll see that there are over 50,000 total printed magazines. 40,000 of those get direct mailed directly to those different regions. So you'll see that we target high-end neighborhoods in Florida, both coasts, Northeast Ohio, and the greater Cleveland area, New York, and Connecticut. They're also distributed at offices within all of our regions too. So Michigan, Ohio, Florida, and the US Virgin Islands. It also is important to note that depending on what region it is, we swap the contents of the magazine and we also swap the cover. So for instance, you'll see here, this is the Michigan section. The Michigan section in the Michigan magazine will be at the front and it will have a Michigan home featured on the cover. So say for instance, in the Ohio area, we actually would take the Ohio section of the magazine, which you can see here now, and that would come to the front. Michigan, Florida would shuffle to the back, and the Ohio home would be featured on the cover. So we try to make it relevant for all markets so that we make sure that the proper homes are being represented. So, agents in Florida aren't showing, these homes in Michigan that look nothing like Florida homes. So it is great that when we distribute it, that content we make a little bit more relevant to each of the regions, because we want to make sure agents can use it as a selling tool and a listing tool when they're trying to get their luxury properties listed. The other thing I want to chat about is when it comes to actually submitting. So we're hoping that you guys as ASCs are able to help offer your services to help agents actually send their listings to me. So even if most have access to their agent's photos, the listing information, things like that. So I know I had mentioned that there's full page and half page options. So specifically, you'll see if you have an agent wanting to send a home to be submitted into the magazine, and whether you're doing that for them or they just need some guidance, the layout for a full page listing looks like this, and that there's 4 photos. So we need 4 high-res photos sent. They can be sent to me either via email directly. If they're too big, then I generally recommend that people use either Google Drive to send me a link to download, or that they use something like Dropbox or WeTransfer to send those photos to me. Patty, I just saw your question about distribution. This page can be found in the Black Book, so cbblackbook.com. And if you flip, I think it's like about 2/3 of the way through the magazine, the left cover or the left page is a picture of one of the covers, and then the right page is this information right here that explains the distribution. All right, so submitting, when we're talking about submitting, you'll see that a full page, you need 4 photos, and then the agent information and the listing information. So I need agent's name, phone number, email address, website, and then for the listing, we obviously need the pictures. We also are starting to add this year the address into the magazine. So before, you'll see that we just kind of put the town and the state, which is how the magazine is organized, by city alphabetically. We are now starting to include the address, the street address of the home also. So we need street address, MLS number, a description, the price point, and then the link to the listing here. Word count is something that people ask a lot about. So I kind of roughly estimated what the word count is for each type of listing. A full page comes in right at about 175 words, and a half page comes in at about 135 words. Obviously, we can kind of play around with that a little bit or tweak if they don't fit, but if we can try to keep right around that, I know some descriptions can get a little bit long and there's just not much room we have to squeeze the entire things in there. So I usually just abbreviate and then always make sure to send a proof to be sure that the agent is good with it if we do end up having to abbreviate their description. So all that can come right to me at Megan@schmidthq.com, and it's just MEGAN. And I'm on Schmidt Resources too. If you go to Schmidt Resources and you click the marketing team, you can see my phone number, my pretty face, and my email address are all right there in case you need to shoot me an email and don't have it. So that's kind of how you submit. Just the one email, the more concise, the better. Put the photos right in there or the link to the photos, and then include all the agent information and all of the description information that you need. If by chance you happen to forget what is needed, you always can just go to the magazine online. So go to the digital magazine, which is cbluxurymagazine.com. And if you just look at a listing, you'll see kind of exactly what information the agent would need to submit to be able to get their listing in. The last thing I kind of want to make sure that I covered was the different sites. So I just touched on that. There's cbluxurymagazine.com and then also coldwellbankerluxurymagazine.com will both take you to the magazine, and it's the same version. Like I said, it's updated every single month. So agents or ASCs or assistants, whoever is helping the agents to maintain, sorry, Jennifer, yes, one listing per email would be awesome. And that way, that way all the information is contained right in there. And usually the photos, since they need to be high res, we can't fit more than like 2 to 4 photos in an email anyway. So if you could send all the information in for one listing in one email, that would be great. And then I can kind of check them off my list as I add them into the magazine. So the last thing I want to touch on is the updating of the digital magazine. So once an agent purchases their space, whether it be a full page or a half page, that space is theirs for the entire year. So for the entire edition, basically until June of 2020. If they are wanting to update that listing, say there's a price change or they updated the description, maybe they built a pole barn and they want to add that into the listing, that is no problem. I update the magazine. I shoot to have it updated by the first week of every month. So that means I need all updates by the 20th of the month previously. So if you get me all of the changes, updates, swaps by then I send you guys a proof or the agent a proof, and then they approve. And then once I hit go live for the next month's edition, all of those updates are in there. They can update the current listing. We can mark it as sold. We can swap it out for a completely different luxury listing. So that space is theirs to utilize however they would like from there on. Or we can just leave the property in there if it sells, and then people are seeing their property, and it works as a great marketing tool still. So that is kind of all I wanted to touch on. Again, just a reminder, due date is June 1st, and that's a hard due date because we are going to print with the magazine. So we have to make sure we have everything prepped and ready for the print company. I have to have time to get all of it built on the back end. Again, payment is due and billed September 1st. So there's a little bit of time in there to allow agents to get some things sold and take care of payment. Does anyone have any questions regarding luxury magazine, distribution, pricing, billing, submitting listings? No, we're looking good. Awesome. Okay. So if anyone does think of something that I didn't cover today, or if you're just like, oh man, I wish I would have asked that, you can, oh, sorry, I just saw one more. I'm learning my go-to webinar skills here. The final proof date will be, Jennifer, I believe it'll be the week after, like the week after everything final is due. I'll have about a week or a week and a half to put the magazine together. So you will hear from me mid-June with all of the finals, and agents will be able to go online to the digital magazine to be able to proof their information. I'll be sending email proofs, and then we'll direct all of them to the online magazine to see like an in-process version where they can click through and see all of their listings and then send us any changes. So email address again, please. It is Megan, MEGAN, at schmidthq.com. And again, you can find me on Schmidt Resources. If you click on the marketing team, I am in there, my phone number and my email address. Miss Sue. So Sue's asking how exactly the distribution of the physical magazine is handled. So there is a distribution company that Tracy works with that distributes the magazine to high-end neighborhoods. So they work with Tracy to specifically select which neighborhoods. So basically there's affluent neighborhoods in cities and regions within those within the areas here that she mentions. And the distribution company handles all of that. It also is distributed. We have now, I think we've accumulated an email database of over 12,000 email addresses that go to high net worth individuals. So the magazine is also email blasted to those individuals as we update monthly. And then digitally, we do huge social media campaigns that boost and push the updated monthly magazine to these targeted focus areas in Chicago, Indiana, Michigan, Ohio, Florida, New York, Connecticut, New Jersey, and Massachusetts. So it's worth noting that this year Tracy is kind of opening up the regions that we're distributing to. So I think this year we're focusing more on the East Coast, so Massachusetts, New Jersey, Connecticut, New York, some places that we haven't been in years past. So that is something new and exciting. We're going to be in front of more people now. So Sue, I hope that helps. So Jennifer is asking, so no new submissions after June 1st, final proof 1 week later. Yes, the final date for any submissions being sent to me are June 1st. Obviously there could potentially be issues if there's a home being shot and we are getting the pictures the next day or something like that. I can be a tiny bit flexible, but for the most part, in order to hit my print deadline, June 1st has to be it. Pretty darn hard deadline. Sue, when will the print magazine be ready to hit the street? I believe that we will be distributing by the end of June or the very beginning of July. I can get a better date on that and let you guys know for sure once I start proofing the magazine. But I believe it'll be right at the end of June or beginning of July. Denise, you're welcome. Jennifer Green, yes, please stress those dates to your agents regarding submission and billing. So again, submissions due by June 1, billing is due September 1. Sherry's asking, when will the proof be in? No worry, proofs will be in. If I'm getting everything by June 1, my goal is gonna be proofing things in the meantime. So hopefully the sooner people can get things to me, I'll be proofing along the way. So you'll be getting proofs from me anytime from now until I would say maybe the week after June 1st, so the second week of June. Hopefully after June 1, I'll get everything together and then be able to have them print files together. Courtney is asking, is there a place we can see the distribution list for our area? Other than the distribution slick that you see here in front of us, I will have to ask Tracy. So Courtney, I can get with you and see if there are some more specifics about what the distribution is. Sorry, I don't have a good answer for that right at the moment, but I will get you one. Bambi. One of my agents asked me how many are distributed directly in Ohio. I can get that too. So guys, I will in general get some more specific distribution answers for you so that you have that information to provide to agents, and then I can send that out via email. Oh, thanks, Max. All right, Jennifer Green, would it be too confusing? Agent submitted text, home info and agent info, and better photos to follow. I would prefer that everything comes to me at once. It's a little bit easier that way. Jennifer is asking if agents could submit all the text information first and then say better photos are coming. It is nice to know that you guys are that they're planning on being in the magazine. So if you're saying, yep, I want to do a full page, here's the information, here's the photos. That is great if it's going to be a substantial time between submitting the text and submitting the photos. But if you're able to wait a couple days and just send me everything all at once, then that would be preferred, if possible. I'm pretty flexible, guys. I can make pretty much anything work, but basically the more concise and the fewer number of emails to get me all the information is what I'm looking for. So I hope that helps, Jennifer. All right, is there anyone's questions I didn't get to? Anyone have anything else? Thank you guys for all the questions. I appreciate it. I will, again, just to review, try to get some more specific distribution information and send that along regarding how many are in each of the regions that we service, and then also what types of establishments and things like that. So if no one has anything else, then I think we're all set. Thanks for attending today, guys. Again, any questions, feel free to reach out to myself or to Tracy. Have a good one.